All right. Hey, welcome back to Thinking Out Loud at WUML, Lowell 91.5 on the FM dial, the home of true underground radio. I'm Raven David Tierney, the Mount of the Merrimack, the leatherneck with the leather tongues. And today is Tuesday, October 18th. Our usual guest that's on at 9 o'clock, Grace Ross. She'll be on at 10:30 today. Going to sleep in a little bit, but we have a live guest in our studio, Robert Candelario. Welcome, Robert, to the program. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, why you're here, what we're doing?
I'm an inspirational artist. I make songs that people can understand and what they're coming from, and to relate to. I did a single song called "My Daddy Gone" from my debut album that's coming out in a couple of months. To really to make people, understand and what it feels like to not have a father, and to make them realize what a father is.
That's wonderful. There were a lot of young men that are in your same situation. A lot of them. In fact, I participated in it. There's a fatherhood program that goes on over at OCC. That's the Office of Community Counseling, otherwise known as the Probation Office here in Lowell, over by the Gallagher train station. And most of these guys are coming out of addiction or incarceration, and they're trying to reestablish themselves in their own families. And so at what age did you lose your father, and how did you lose him, may I ask?
I lost my father at age 12.
12?
Yep. And I started writing poetry at a very young age because I've gotten bullied.
Okay.
And I started writing, my feelings down. And then from there, I just kept going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, your father died of an illness or an accident, may I ask?
He passed away of a 6-way bypass heart attack.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he suffered, He had surgery, and I knew that it wasn't going to be long because I could tell the way he was thinking, the way he felt down on himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that got me thinking, and I didn't expect it, to be honest.
Right. I think death meets us all that way. A year ago this month, I lost my younger sister, on October 8th.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It's a tremendous loss. I'd been pretty much armored against death, and it never affected me all that much, but hers did affect me a lot. I realized, after she passed, how attached I was to her. So tell us a bit about your dad. What did he do for a living?
He worked at Cambridge Tool in Berica.
Really?
Yeah, he was a machine operative, forklifter. He dealt with that place that he worked in was really hot.
Oh, yeah?
And even in the summertime, it was wicked hot. Like, he worked with metal, melted metal.
Wow.
Burning, He used to always come home with burns on his hands, and he retired early, so.
Now, he had to retire, I guess, because of what? The hazards of the workplace?
No, actually, he retired because of his first heart attack.
Okay.
That wasn't expected,
Mm-hmm. Now, besides yourself, do you have any siblings, brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have 3 sisters.
Older, younger?
Older, and I have 4 brothers.
Really?
One that lives in Mass, and the other three that lives in Puerto Rico. Yep.
So how are they adjusting? Now, obviously, you were very close to your dad, correct?
Yes.
I can say. How are the other siblings taking his death, his passing?
They're taking it day by day, taking it little by little. It's not easy to overcome it. For me, it took actually a couple years to realize that, it's life and people have to move on. But for me, it was kind of my downs were more than my ups.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always writing. I was always making music about my feelings, how I felt. And that's the type of inspirational artist I am, and to help others realize that, like no matter what song I do, whether if it's a love breaking song, or if it's a tragic song, or or if it's a love song, that people can relate to it and think that, oh, I've been through this, and
Mm-hmm.
and this guy understands me. And it's like they understand my music, and they take pride in what I do. One day I woke up to countless emails, and they told me that you changed. I had one person tell me, you changed my life.
Really?
Like, your music really hit me. Like, when you sang about Fall from Grace,
Mm-hmm.
that song I made a couple years back, Fall from Grace, it was a love song. It was basically about a boy and a girl falling in love and getting together and breaking up so soon and trying to get back together, but it was a struggle, and that person really loved what I did. And
Really?
yep.
So you have a lot of empathy in your lyrics.
Yes.
Based on your own experience. That's a wonderful asset. So you said you were 12 years old when your dad passed. How old are you now, may I ask?
I'm 23, about to be 24 in January.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you going to school? Are you working? What are you doing?
I'm actually unemployed, but I'm looking for a job,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I consider music is my job because I volunteer at the studio sometimes, and I get help from my producer. Like, I'm an assistant.
Okay.
I'm his assistant, so I try to help every time I can.
So you're into this audio stuff.
Yep.
That's great. We like that because I'm not. You know, my producer over there is shaking his head in the corner and said, yeah, we know, David, we know. There's too many buttons to press and I get confused. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same here.
Well, that's great, Robert. That's great. Now, you mentioned a studio. Where, may I ask, is the studio located?
It's in Pelham, New Hampshire.
Okay.
It's run by Keep It Real Recording and Productions.
So they have a number of artists that are affiliated with the studio, I take it?
Yep.
Now, are you all rap artists, or are you a mix, or what?
We are a group that turns to Keep It Real Recording and Productions. We got all different kinds of genres. We got rock, we got R&B, we got soul, we got hip hop.
Really?
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
That's great. Well, you know, there's a place we play a lot of great hip-hop music. It's down the barbershop. You ought to go down to the barbershop sometime, say hello to the guys. A lot of those guys, as I was explaining to you on the drive over here this morning, young men who grew up, fatherless for various reasons, and are seeking now to establish themselves. And through this fatherhood program that's being run by the Department of Corrections, they meet, I think it's once a week. And it's a very good program. You might even consider that for yourself, just to hang out with them,
Yeah, sure. I would love that.
Because I think it's very important that we have, no matter what happens to us in life, whatever losses we experience, that we go out and we seek help. And I think that's one of the hardest things that a lot of people have to do, is take that first step. I got a problem. I'm not feeling too good. I need some company.
Yeah.
So, hey, you're a delightful guy. Why don't we play your song? And you want to say a little bit about it? You were telling you said you have a message in your songs. They're inspirational.
Yes, I do have a message for each and every song I record, and that goes for everybody going through their downs and ups in life and trying to understand, to get to them. Like, hey, listen to this. This might make you feel a little bit better. You're not alone in life. You got people to look up to. You got me. You got your friends, your family. And no matter how down you are, just realize that to be grateful that you have such a great support system.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. There are a lot of support systems out there. You have to reach out and make contact with them.
Oh, yes.
But they're great. So, sometimes I find with music, I have to listen to it many, many times to get all of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I have listened to your song about your dad. And I got some of it, but why don't you tell us a little bit more about it? Because our listeners will be hearing it today in a little while for the first time. So rather than give us a little hint about some of the messaging in the song, would you please?
Yeah, the message in that song is basically about the people that grew up without a father figure in life, and what it means to have a father in your life that can do a lot of things for you besides, getting spoiled. So, that are there for you throughout your bad and good times when, mom's not around, mom's working, or, or you close to your dad, that love that you have for him, and to make them realize that dads are also as good as moms too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
A lot of dads have to act like moms and vice versa.
Yes, things can happen in life where, the mom leaves the dad or something tragic happens and you only have your dad. And some people actually grow up without having any siblings, any parents. They're orphans. They're stuck in a group home. The parents can't take care of them. Something like that.
Has the loss of your dad caused your other siblings, your brothers and sisters, to bond more closely together as a group?
Yes, definitely. I've had visited Puerto Rico in the past, and before that, when my dad passed away, we kept in touch. Everybody kept in touch. My cousins, all my cousins, my brothers, and basically my sisters too.
You've mentioned Puerto Rico now a couple of times, so I assume that then you are Puerto Rican. Is that correct?
Yes. My father was from Puerto Rico, and he's buried in Puerto Rico, and so my siblings can come and go and put flowers every year on his birthday, usually.
Is your mom Puerto Rican as well?
No, my mom is French and Indian.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's great. Well, I tell you what, stop down at the barbershop, 151 Andover Street, Billy's Barbershop. They're all Puerto Rican down there, most of the guys.
Yes.
And you'll feel right at home. Hey, without further ado, let's play your song and we'll talk a little bit more. We are talking to Robert Candelario. He is from
Lowell, Mass. Born and raised.
Hey, we love it.
People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away. Things will never be the same. It's that feeling I feel knowing my daddy gone and passed away. People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away. Things won't ever be the same. It's that feeling I feel knowing my daddy gone and passed away. Nothing changed, Dad. Miss you to the death of me. Rest in peace, but I'm rapping with passion. Passion for rapping. I no longer need to be sad. I need to be happy. Then most of my reactions, this is my reaction. I finished grade school. I thought you should know. I finished my high school years. Walked on the stage with tears. You told me on your deathbed that you were proud of me this far. Keep going, son. Keep making me proud. I thank you for making me the man I am today. Until this day I prayed and I never even forgot your birthday. Daddy, August 8th, same day as sis. I can't quit the game even with the assist. Even when I miss the rhyme, I never run out of time. Rest easy, you never leave my mind. Knowing God got you, I can't be worried, it's life. People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away. Things will never be the same. It's that feeling I feel knowing my daddy gone and passed away. People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away. Things won't ever be the same. It's that feeling I feel knowing my daddy gone and passed away. I remember everything like as if it was yesterday. Riding my first bike, having my first fall, having my first phone, getting my first call, having my first game. Damn, Dad, like I had it all. Dad, you made me happy. Went to your fan club, beating peanuts at the gallery. I had a ball. I never let go of these moments, to let go of these bad emotions. I'm so sick and tired of feeling so sad and so hopeless. I'm lost for words. I feel like I'm ghostless, but I was thinking of you when I wrote this. Let the music blast, listen to these lyrics. They're so deep as far as my heart can beat. I promised myself I wouldn't cry and knew it's not gonna be easy. This is no goodbye, love you for a lifetime. People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away. Things will never be the same. It's that feeling I feel knowing my daddy gone and passed away. People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away. Things won't ever be the same. It's that feeling I feel knowing my daddy gone and passed away. People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away. People telling me if I'm okay, I'm not okay. My daddy gone and passed away.
There you go. We're trailing out on My Daddy Passed Away. We have with us live in the studio the artist who created this and wrote this, Robert Candelario. Robert, this your first time on the radio?
Yes, it's my first time.
Oh, great. Well, I hope it's not your last time.
Oh.
You're going to have to keep us informed about your other productions. Now, you say you've got an album coming out. How many songs have you got altogether on the album collected so far?
So far, I've did 5.
5?
Yep. And the album's called Moments.
Moments.
Yep.
That's great. Have you played any open mics around Lowell at all?
Yes, I have. I've played in Mill City Ballroom on Merrimack Street.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that went well. I had a lot of people give me support. You know, they were there, and they liked what I, you know, wrote and sang about, and they were asking me these questions. You know, how did you do that? Like, it came from the heart. Like, I tell them I just sit there for hours just writing, because writing is my passion, and music is my passion as well. But I think I write more than I do music, because it's a hobby, and it gets me something to do, and it gets my thoughts together, and I think about, you know, what to write, and I write it down. So yeah.
I'm a great believer in writing. I've always kept journals all the time. Always have journals. I'm always writing thoughts in it, and it's a great resource. It's a great resource for yourself to think out loud in paper and see yourself and see what your thoughts are, and, you know, reflect on those. What's some of the themes behind some of the other songs that are going to be on this album? Can you give us a hint?
Yes. It's gonna be another song that is also gonna be on the album itself. It's gonna be about my city, about Lowell, Mass, about you know, what's going on in reality. You know, you see a lot of you see a lot of things that's been happening around the city around you. You see a lot of people overdosing on drugs. You see homeless people holding up signs. You see you just want to see that change. You know, you want to see that change. Wishing more people out there would help a homeless man, or a place to stay and get up on their feet and get a job. And I'm being an inspirational rapper. Usually, I want to help the people in need of help. Whenever, you know, there's a homeless guy, you know, I would give him $5. You know, get yourself a drink, or, you know, something to eat. You know,
I keep going back to this theme about the barbershop, but that's exactly the kind of thing we do. You can stop in there, get a cup of coffee. If someone needs a pair of socks, a shirt, clothes, we'll take care of them.
yes, of course.
They need a ride to a meeting, we'll do that for them. We do one-on-one mentoring. It's just a great place to hang out. And so you might get yourself acquainted. Did you get your hair cut?
No.
You don't get your hair cut.
Yeah, I need a haircut.
You need a haircut. Well, I got just the place for you to go. I'll have your mom take you over there after the show. How's that?
Sounds good.
Introduce yourself. The guys on the barbershop are probably listening to you right now. Well, I think that's great, what you're doing, and the support that you're offering other people. And I wish you a lot of luck. Are you going to school at all to you know, we all have a certain innate ability, and you obviously have an innate ability to express your feelings and your thoughts in writing and in song. And that's a wonderful thing. Have you thought about trying to, you know, improve on that further by, you know, taking courses or something at Middlesex or someplace like that?
Well, to tell you the truth, a lot of people say this to me, but I have a disability, and I learn things differently, and it takes me slower than usual than other people, and just some math stuff and academic work I really don't get, but.
Yep.
That was my problem in school. Like, I always got bullied because I was in special ed, and I was always getting bullied because I was that type of kid where, you know, how to do this or how to do that, and I need help at this, and I need help at that, and that's how I got bullied. And to be honest with you, back in my middle school days, I had trouble in school. So what I did was I wrote poetry in the back of my math sheet because I couldn't concentrate.
Yep.
And I left it on my desk, and the teacher looked at it, in like the 8th grade.
Really?
Yeah, and she was like astonished. Her chin dropped, and, you know, she read it, and I left it there on purpose.
Yeah.
To tell her a message that nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't get this math work, and I've been bullied. I've been discriminated because of what I can do and what I can't do. Mm-hmm. Like, I always wanted to have this job, but people telling me you can't do this. But I say to them, well, you can't write like this. You can't write what you can't write what I'm doing, or you can't say what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? Some people have their own ways of hobbies and expressing themselves.
Exactly. Everybody has a different talent, and everybody has deficiencies of some sort. We all do.
Yeah.
And I think when you're going through school, you know, particularly late grammar school, middle school, high school, it doesn't matter what it is about you. The kids will find something about you, whether you wear glasses or you're short or you're tall or you're this or you're that, and they're going to make fun of you. I think it's part of, I mean, we don't wish it on anyone, and it's not pleasant when you experience it. I experienced it myself.
Yeah.
Somewhat, but it's part of the process. It's part of the process.
Yes, it is.
And well, that's great. So, you know, as far as being a slow learner, I'm a slow learner too. I always that's why I always had difficulty with math. I could get it, but it would take me forever to do it. And I once wrote code. I was a programmer. My problem was I was too artistic in the writing of my code. I was too fussy about it, and so I was always behind the eight ball on that. So I didn't enjoy that a lot.
Yeah. As a kid, as when I was a kid throughout my teenager years, I always thought that the only thing I was good at was music, and I told my counselor that. My counselor's like, I agree. You should do this as a career, whether if it's studio, you're working at a studio, or even if you blow up and make it big one day, you know, you're gonna eventually tell these people, hey, your music's so inspiration. It touches a lot of people in different ways, you know. And
well, for a man who's looking for some studio experience, I have something for you right there.
Oh, thank
LTC,
you.
Lowell Telecommunications Corporation. They have all kinds of courses that they offer, and you ought to take advantage of them. You can learn a lot of skills down there, and it's the stuff you're taking is like college level. You'd be paying big bucks to get that on the outside, and here you can get it very reasonable.
Oh, wow.
Down there,
Thank you.
and again, you're associating with other people who have some of the interests that you have that you can identify with and support you in what you're doing.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
My first song that I ever did, to be honest with you, I did it on 9/11 when the planes hit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did it like a year, probably like a year after. It was called When You Come Home. And that next time I should show you the hard work I put into that song. It's a really good song.
It's recorded?
Yep.
How long is it?
It's like 3 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's really touching.
Yeah.
It's about soldiers going over there and doing their job, and you know they don't come home the same.
No, they sure don't. Now, that's interesting. I wrote an essay 3 days after 9/11. I wrote it on September 13th. I finished it on September 13th, a very long essay called Wake Up America.
Oh, wow.
And I have recorded that, too. It was quite long, and it was kind of startling when it first came out, and a lot of people didn't want me to put it out on the air or put it anywhere. I sent it to all the newspapers and magazines. No one would publish it and all that other sort of thing. But I look back on it now and reflect on it and reflect what I said then, and a lot of that has come true. So you should hold on to that. Hold on to that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm sure. And is that going to be in your new album?
No, it was basically on a mixtape that I did when I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
It was called My Life in Lyrics. And what that was I've expressed I expressed, you know, a lot of people's lives, and I've changed so many, like a lot of people, a lot of my friends, a lot of my family, and you know, they're proud that I keep through with it. And
so you have an influence.
Yes.
You have that must make you feel good.
My influence is not only to change other people's lives, but to change the world through my music, because I feel like it resonates through you and in a good way. And you know, and to feel that emotion flow through you when you hear the words. And some people just, you know, hear the words and just, you know, they forget. They just listen to the words and they don't pay attention to the songs, you know. But my goal is to change the world. Like, I had a lot of people say that to me before.
Yep.
You know, I had 2 people this far. My friend said it, and you know, and my teacher said it. She said, you have a future and you're rapping, you're good at it, keep it up, don't let it go.
Folks, if you're just tuning in, you're listening and watching Thinking Out Loud. Our guest this morning is Robert Candelario. He's a rap artist, born and raised here in Lowell.
Yep.
And doing a lot of great stuff. Well, it's a great inspiration having you on, and we wish you luck and continued success in your career.
Thank you.
And when you come out with this new album, you have to give me a call. We'll have to get you back on here. We'll talk about that as well.
Of course, yes.
You're listening to Thinking Out Loud, and we are going to transition to our usual half-hour piece. And stay tuned to Thinking Out Loud. Robert, thank you very much for coming in. It was great to have you on.
You're welcome, dude. Thank you.
Cobblestones, walking the streets of a place I call home. Along the Merrimack River, wind making me shiver, sending a chill up my spine, but I feel fine. All in the same boat, sisters and brothers, future generations setting sail from overseas. Destination Lowell, the city of dreams. Our people, Greeks, Portuguese, Mexicans, Brazilians, Native Americans, all repping the Mills Kid, Asians, Indians, Polish to Puerto Rico,